huge energy started to rise in me, so intensely that I thought I was about to die. You also need to accept that for now it's going to be intense, and that's how it is. It's trying to push you through this huge human evolution where you're going to become conscious. So Kundalini is a whole complete transformation of the mind. It's about going from the individual consciousness to the universal consciousness. It's a movement, it's a deeper movement of the universe happening through you and waking you up. So every time in my life that the Kundalini was too intense, it was because I had a big emotional, psychological block. And we tend to bypass because it's so intense, and we remain in bliss and we think that we are awake. So you are having a Kundalini awakening. Feeling this huge energy moving through your body, shaking, having spiritual experiences, being face to face with yourself, realizing that you're beyond the mind. That's quite an experience to have. And if you're watching this video, you clicked on it because you might be trying to get some answers. Why am I experiencing this? What is it about? How can I handle this process? I want to share my experience of going through 5 years of Kundalini awakening. And that started 5 years ago for me. In my room as a student, I was meditating, and I suddenly realized that was not my thoughts. I could see my thoughts and they were talking on their own. And from then, huge energy started to rise in me, so intensely that I thought I was about to die. I had to lay down on the floor for hours every day to ground myself because it was so intense. And came my first experiences of bliss, my first breakthroughs in spirituality, going beyond death, realizing a glimpse of my true nature. I'm scratching my head because there are a ton of mosquitoes here. It might be even a worse experience than Kundalini. So it's a very long process, and maybe as you're starting, you're having a lot of energy throughout your body, right? You have intense surges of energy, and you're wondering, how can I calm this down? And you're searching for answers. So first, you need to know that it's expected, it's pretty normal from my experience and from what I see around me to have an intense Kundalini at first. Because for many people, they haven't discovered spirituality, they're not into it, or they just know a bit of it, and it can be very spontaneous like this, and your body and mind is just not ready to face this experience, so it gets a bit intense. But you need to know the energy itself is not dangerous. It's not here to kill you. It's here to initiate a change in your life. It's here to help you transform. So what you can do to soothe the energy is first to ground yourself. To ground yourself, you can walk barefoot in the grass. You can do yoga practices, very grounding practices on the earth, to the ground, the forehead on the floor, these type of things. Lifting heavy weights, eating heavy food, not junk food, but food that really ground you, potatoes from the earth, stuff like this. This can help, even though it might not be a complete solution, because you also need to accept that for now it's going to be intense, and that's how it is. Okay? Now you need to know that what this process is trying to do is trying to awaken through you, and it's trying to help you heal all the things that you've buried deep down and that you've never looked at, all the unconscious beliefs that you carry, all the viewpoints that are biased and fake and not accurate. It's trying to push you through this huge human evolution where you're going to become conscious. So Kundalini is a whole complete transformation of the mind. It's a complete revelation of the divine within you. And I guess you already know it. But there are many facets of the divine. And so it's a whole process of recognizing all these facets, which you could call the jewel of enlightenment if you have heard of it. But the way through realizing these facets of existence and realizing the truth is also by healing. Because as long as you're closed off emotionally, as long as you carry deep-seated beliefs, you cannot open deeper to this process. So what the Kundalini is trying to do is trying to push through your blocks. It's trying to open them. But if you resist and you don't want to open up, then it's going to be even harder. So every time in my life that the Kundalini was too intense, it was because I had a big emotional, psychological block. Every time I feel emotionally regulated, the Kundalini is absolutely calm. So we have to understand this and mix the two. It's healing and awakening at the same time. So what's happening is that you are awakening as a human. The consciousness, the universal consciousness is awakening through you. And so this process is about going from the individual consciousness to the universal consciousness. So it's a process of merging back with the universal consciousness. You will have to give up being an individual. You will always be an individual, of course, like I am right now speaking to my camera, but you have to give the experience, internal experience of being an individual and learn to merge with the universe, to merge with life. And so it's a movement, it's a deeper movement of the universe happening through you and waking you up, shaking you up. It's the next step of evolution for humans, I believe. And it's here to help you evolve and make a leap in development, going from egoic consciousness to divine consciousness. And so you have to understand that this is the way now. There's no renunciation possible. This is the way. You have to go that direction. This is the only option. You cannot fight this energy. It's way more powerful than you. Way more powerful. You can't even grasp where it's coming from. It's so intense, so strong. So what's important is to understand that the best way to handle this intensity is to start working on yourself, is to start healing, welcoming your difficult emotions, regulating your nervous system, challenging your viewpoints, reintegrating parts of you that you disowned. And if you want to do that with someone, that's why I'm here. You can click on the link in the description and see what I can offer to you. I can help you through an integral framework so that you heal on all levels and integrate your awakening. I'll let you check it out. A lot of people that I've met have been having Kundalini for many years and it's still very intense. And every time I meet these people, there's one thing in common: they do not work actively on themselves. They resist the process. They don't want to change. They don't want to heal. They don't want to face their issues and own their insecurities. And for me, after 5 years nowadays, I feel very peaceful in my life. And I feel happy very often, even though I personally went through a lot of trauma in my life. I went through a lot of violence as a kid, a lot of abuse, a lot of neglect, and sexual violence as well. And so my story is very hard. I had to heal from deep darkness. And yet, after 5 years, I'm already learning to stabilize into bliss. And I'm not trying to push you or telling you you should be the same as me, but the efficiency of the process matters also. We have to learn what's best in order to integrate this, what the best approach is. And so there's this whole dimension of realizing that life is formless on a deeper level. It's not like all the forms we see out there. On the deepest level, it's without form. It's an empty field of existence. It's emptiness. And so it's about integrating this emptiness and the form and bringing the emptiness in the form. So a big trap that we can have, especially in the beginning, is to remain in bliss because we like it, but we get attached to it and we forget to bring back this bliss into our daily lives and integrate through our ego minds all these experiences. And we tend to bypass because it's so intense, and we remain in bliss and we think that we are awake, and we forget that there's a whole process going on of readjusting the mind to this divine reality, readjusting the mind to this conscious life. And so listen to your heart. Listen to what's trying to guide you with this, and learn to connect with this energy and surrender to it, because you cannot control it. The first attempt is to control. You cannot do that. You have to learn to surrender to life, and life is going to guide you in the direction that is the best for you. But at first, when this is happening, you believe, you perceive it as something that goes against you. Something is trying to push you and to make your life different than what you want. But sooner or later, you will realize that it was meant for you. It was meant to be this way. So let it happen. Surrender to life. It's safe. It's completely safe. And if you're having all these memories coming up from childhood trauma at the same time, it's important to start healing and start the process of regulating the nervous system, healing these parts of you. As I said, if you're shaking, if you're trembling, if you're having kriyas, it's normal. It's part of the process. A lot of things can appear weird. I used to chant a lot when this first started. I could chant for 20 minutes songs that I've never heard of, and speak languages that I've never spoken. Like, it was very weird. But you have to let it happen, because through this trembling, through this shaking, the body is opening up, and you're opening up to life, to this deeper process. So let it tremble, let it move through you, because if you resist, it's going to get more intense. I think that's enough for now. I'll make other videos on Kundalini, because I think a lot of people need help. If you want to work with me and integrate this experience and heal childhood trauma, you can check the link in the description, and I will help you. Okay? So that's all. Take care and see you soon.